me a little bit of peace, steady job and some food to eat. Just give me a little bit of peace, steady job and some food to eat.
Looking forward to this conversation tonight. We're going to take it to the jungles. Ladies and gentlemen, on the line, I have D. What up, D?
What's happening, man?
Explain the jungles for anyone out there who's unaware.
Oh man. Well, let's see. I'll start this way because it's pretty legendary. You know what I mean? This ain't no run of the mill little neighborhood that you just hear of. That kind of spring about as the years kind of turned. The Jungles is a fraction of Blackstones, which came way from Chicago, way back in the days, late 60s. The first fraction was actually Biddy Stones, which is pretty much like, kind of like the home set. And then, Jungles is kind of like, the sister set, if you will. We were pretty much the staple of, what as far as Bloods, because it was pretty much us in the 20s that was pretty much like the, step outs as far as LA was concerned.
And give everybody kind of an idea of where in LA is the Jungles and the Biddy.
Let's see. Biddy's is pretty much like Mid City. That's like going towards Adam and Washington type of area in LA. The Jungle is predominantly like Ballin Theaters. Well, what was the Ballin Theaters? Crenshaw Mall. That's pretty much the epicenter. So anything in that area that's pretty much the Jungles, pretty much.
Okay. And there's different cliques from what I understand. 21st Street, 25th, etc.
Yeah, that's primarily like in the Biddies per se. That's kind of like they fraction. The Jungles is more like blocks. So you got August, you got Coco, Nicolette, Ursula, Palmwood, Gibraltar. So it's pretty much blocks with us.
Talk to me about the first time you heard the name T. Rodgers.
Oh man, T. Rodgers, legendary, man. Growing up, man, I remember, watching him, in the big homies. He used to have his truck, and they started, go out to the little functions that used to happen every year. I think it was like I forgot the name of the actual event, but every year there was like some type of event that used to happen up at the park, Jim Gilliam Park, and it would be a lot of different venues and people selling food and stuff like that. And he used to go up there with the big homies and just chill out, just hang out and just have fun, and it was pretty much like, a big party, if you will, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, he's phenomenal, man. Like, he's a legend in his own right, truthfully.
Yeah, I remember the first time I ever even saw him didn't know who he was until years later, but he was in the movie Colors. You probably know that.
Right.
He's the dude that got jacked up by Pac-Man and Homeboy.
Right. And, it's funny, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people kind of underlooked at and think he was just some regular type of guy. But nah, yeah, that's T, man.
Talk to me about what your life was like growing up in the Jungles. Was your mom around, dad around?
Oh, yeah, man. Both my parents were around. Both of my parents grew up, in the real essence era of gangbanging. As far as LA is concerned, my dad, he grew up in the Bounty Hunters, fire line. Original Bounty Hunter, you know what I mean? Back when they didn't have any walls. It was just open field. You know what I mean? Like police wasn't just riding through there and thinking it was cool to arrest them like that. Nah, it wasn't happening. My dad was one of the first cop killers, you know what I'm saying, in Los Angeles. He actually was in the newspaper. I think that was about 86, 87. It was a shooting on Imperial Highway. He was shooting out of his Lincoln on Imperial Highway at my auntie's ex-boyfriend. And yeah, man, my mom, she grew up on the east side, East Coast area, you know what I'm saying, original block crib.
So your dad grew up in a blood hood and your mom grew up in a crib hood?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So just you know, having the history like that, you know, because my mom grew up with Tookie and all them, you know what I mean? Like, Tookie used to come to my grandma's house and, you know, eat dinner, and they used to throw parties and all kind of stuff, you know, so, you know, just entrenched with that type of history and knowing, you know, that my family was like right there, you know, in the trenches of, you know, the original block and the transfer to the East Coast crib and, you know, the green jackets to the bounty hunters, like, you know.
Okay. And you said your dad was one of the first cop killers. So is he still in prison, or did he?
Oh, no, my dad passed away from cancer, man. He died about 7 years ago, man.
Okay. R.I.P.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Miss my pops, man. R.I.P. Doctor, man. Miss you, man.
When did you guys move to the jungles?
Let me see. My parents met like probably like in the mid 70s or so, like that. Probably about 77ish. My mom had moved back and forth until she ended up having me, which was in 82. And then, you know, she moved in with my dad and, you know, raised me and my big brother. And we pretty much, you know, grew up, you know, right there in the hood and, you know, seeing it all from, you know, I mean, I grew up in the era, man, where you had the warehouse, you know what I'm saying? Like when they used to throw the block parties every year, man, at the warehouse over there on La Brea, you know. So, you know, I've seen a lot of changes, you know, just in that area and just the Crenshaw district, just period, man. It's a lot.
And you, I think you mentioned to me over the phone that your older brother was a gangbanger, right?
Yeah, yeah. Followed up those.
Okay. Did you look up to him coming up?
Oh yeah, man. You know, my brother's my idol still to this day, man. You know, it was just real interesting growing up. You know, with that type of dynamic. You know, a dad that's a blood, a mom that's a crib, a brother that's a blood, you know, so I was just kind of like in the middle. And then I was like, hey, well, you know, that's where I live at. So, you know, I looked up to all my friends, cause see, in my generation, there was a switch, cause you got baby stones and tiny stones. And you know, I'm one of the last of the babies. So for me, you know, it was a lot growing up, coming up around my brothers and, you know, his homies.
Just give me a little bit of peace, steady job and some food to eat. Just give me a little bit of peace, steady job and some food to eat. Just give
I
me
remember
a
that
little
tape
bit of
like it was
peace,
yesterday.
steady job.
And I say this all the time, and I've had Crips on my show, you know, who grew up in that era. And even they said that they were bumping Pyru Love on the down low because it was the dopest song on the album.
Hey, look, check this out. I heard your show the other day about that, right? And I wanted to ask you a question.
Go for it.
A lot of people don't talk about Bloody Mary, man, but we gotta give Bloody Mary her props, man.
R.I.P. Yeah.
You know,
That opening verse, the whole song is because of her. Now when the biddy of Bompton, Lime Hood is down with the bomb, Holly Hood and Cross. I mean, she took the song off top.
every song has an M too, but not a Freddy Krueger.
Or Park
Or
on Looters.
Yeah, everything. You know, and a lot of people thought that she was a dude, and that was the funniest thing. I mean, when I heard that, boy, I was dying laughing. Cause man, she gave it up like no other. For real.
Do you know where Bloody Mary was from?
She was from the Abs, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
Avenue Power.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Red Rum.
You know what I mean? Always. What up, Ron? Truly, on Nation. Matter of fact, I remember when Brazy got killed, man. Me and my brother was going to the liquor bank right there on Stalker, man, and we ran into a couple of the homies, you know what I'm saying, up there, man. You know, that was a cold time, man.
Man, yeah.
For real. Cold.
Yeah, I don't know if that. First of all, R.I.P. B. Brazy. He would have been the biggest thing ever, dog. He had the voice. I mean, he had the flow. He was the reason why that specific Banging on Wax, I think it was number 2, or Damu Ride. I think he's the reason why that, in my opinion, that tape was so dope, dog.
Man, he was like, hey, man, put it like this, man. He was the Marvin Gaye of gangster rap. For real, though.
Damn. You know what? I'm going to have to go back and listen to some of his stuff that wasn't really popular, man, and dig a little bit deeper.
Yeah, you really gotta dig in the crates, man, and listen to him, not just the stuff that was popularized and you know what I'm saying, radio friendly. You really need to just go through his whole catalog, man, and really peep him out because he's very diverse and he was very articulate, man. It's not too many artists, man, that you know, have that type of versatility to come off like he did, man, and he meant everything he said, you know.
Are there any rappers from the jungle that we would know about that blew up?
Oh man, I gotta give a shout out to RIP, you know what I'm saying, to the homie, you know what I'm saying. Brazy boy,
Okay.
you know what I mean, RIP to the homie, you know what I'm saying. He was I just really had jumped on to him a couple months ago. It's a lot of the little homies, you know what I'm saying, up and rapping now, man, and I got a link to him off of one of Rio tapes, and yeah, man, it's a lot of good talent out the hood, man. I rap to myself. I just never got a chance to get around the right people to you know, put my stuff out. It's a lot of like I said, it's a lot of talent, man, from the hood, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of the little homie, you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that, you know what I'm saying, we up next. You know what I mean? It's that time. You know, we've been in the spotlight, you know, for decades, as you said earlier.
Yeah.
You know, but it's been pretty much like on a movie tip. You know, like that. But about time that we really, you know, step out. I think the only time we really had stepped out like before now was like on the Flaming tape.
Damn.
Yeah.
Ooh, you
That
took
was
me
the
back,
first time.
dog.
Yeah, man, that was the first time they let one of the homies, you know what I'm saying, get out on the whole little, blood and crip thing, man. Oh man, Duck, I could take you back, man. I mean, I'm a real old school head, man. I grew up on the original K-Day. You know what I'm
Dog, me
saying?
too.
Not the new
I was
K-Day.
born in '78, homie. So I'm what 4 years older than you, man. So same here.
Right.
KDAY,
Yeah, so
man.
you know what I'm saying?
Mixed Master
Yes, yeah.
Spade. I
Hey,
mean, we can get into it, homie.
bro, I remember going to sleep to Theo, homie. Come on, man.
Theo from 92.3 The Beat, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, everybody thought
Yeah,
he was a
yeah,
black
you
dude.
know?
Everybody thought he was black, but he's Asian. You remember that shit? Everybody thought he was a black dude, and
Yeah,
then they showed a picture of him in
yeah.
like the Source magazine or something. We're like, what the fuck? This dude's Asian?
Right, right.
Yeah, we go way
Right,
back. I'm
yeah.
gonna take you back, homie. When you remember the Baker Boys?
Oh, come on,
Yes.
bro.
Okay.
The original Power 106.
Yes, sir. I used to be I was the roll call champion like 7 times in a row, and I ended up winning
Is that right?
tickets. Yeah, player. I wish I had the tapes, man, but they dissolved over the years, and I've been trying to get in touch with Nick V and Eric V to see if they have any of those old tapes by any chance. But yeah, man, I ended up getting first row seats at the Hard Knock Life tour, dog, with Jay-Z, DMX, Jermaine Dupri, Redman, Method Man, back in like 90 something, 97 or 98, sometime around then.
Oh, city at last. Oh, Nick, I'm so thrilled.
Yeah, honey, you're gonna get plenty of thrills out of this town.
Oh, you must have what it takes.
What do you need?
Well, they all fall for you. I'm beginning to myself.
Yeah, your confidence on 10. Everything you pillow talking about, she recording. Share it with the friends, about to have your game exposed. You don't give her what she want, designer bags and clothes, and who knows? You may be spending more though out your pocket. Use a space each pocket, and your chick is known to gossip. No matter about the topic, damn bro, the man Gaddafi's got her whole family feeling like Capital One. What's in your wallet? It's common knowledge, you gon' give it, she gon' take it. All the way down to the penny, leaving your hearts awake, you break it. Never should've made the mistake of showing your hand in the beginning. She figured you out, you playing checkers to the chess, who's winning? She grinning, while you give up all the info. Listening for the keywords, as now there's a crescendo. Let the drink flow, the gorgon burning slow. She whispers something else in your ear, you like for show, let's go. I know everything you ever want, whispers in the dark, whispers in the dark, whispers in the dark. I know every song you ever heard, whispers in the dark. Just give me a little bit of peace, steady job and some food to eat. Just give me a little bit of peace, steady job and some food to eat. Just give me a little bit of peace.
Training Day was, obviously filmed in the jungles. There's a scene.
Oh, yeah, man, you know.
Yeah, shout out to Eva Mendes, man. Whew, one of my crushes off
Yeah,
top,
for real
boy. Real talk, she is so sexy. But anyway, back to reality. So what I understand is, well, first of all, were you around during the filming of Training Day?
Actually, I was, but I wasn't living in the set at that time.
Okay. So no, that's good.
I had been at the set maybe about like 2 years prior to that movie, but the homies had got at me, and told me about it and everything. It was funny because one of the homies was like, yeah, man, it's coming around like, hey, y'all gotta, you know what I'm saying, what's going on? I was like, yeah, man, like, that's how it is, when it's the movies, like, like, it'd be a lot, when people come around and you gotta know, because certain hoods are small, certain hoods are big,
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they had to. Maybe you can elaborate on this if you know anything about it. But I'm sure I heard Claybone. Claybone was part of getting them into the jungles. But for anyone out there who thinks that a movie set can just set up shop in the middle of the hood, it ain't happening. They have to talk to certain people, right? Do you know about how that process of who they connected with and how that whole thing went down?
Pretty much. You got to get into it, with the tops. Like, whoever's running shop at that time, and whatever's going on. They talk to you, check in, and of course everything gets back to the T. And everything gets cemented from there.
Yeah. I'm sure they have to kick down the hood, in some form or fashion.
Oh yeah, what I'm saying? Nothing's free, what I'm saying? Nothing's free in the world, what I'm saying? Everything costs.
Well, hopefully something came out of it. Hopefully they built some damn community center or something. Hopefully they did something and just didn't film a movie and then bounce without giving back to the community.
No, you know what, man? I will tell you, back when I was coming up, we had a play that was filmed in the hood. I forgot the name of it now. It truly escapes me, but they had good intentions. It didn't turn out well. Stuff like that happens. And that's what I don't like about society. You know what I mean? It kind of exploits the goodness in people's hoods. You know what I mean? And then they want to focus on all the bad stuff and kind of, put us out to be, monsters. You know what I mean?
Damn. You know what? That kind of leads into my next question, because I heard a quote somewhere. I can't remember where it's from. It was probably on another, channel or something. Shout out to Kev Mack. Shout out to Alex Alonso. It's probably on one of their channels or something like that. But someone from the jungle said the actors got Oscars and we got an FBI indictment. I was like, ooh, that's deep.
For real, man. Because hey, man, I can give you a perfect example. What was the name, dude? That guy's name Avery something. The one that played in Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
What character did he play?
He was the one that was in the backseat of the red car with the shotgun.
Okay, Dookie
the one that killed Ricky. The one that killed Ricky.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, there's memes all over about him. Okay, yeah, go ahead. With the Jerry curl and all that, yeah.
Right. So his real name is Avery something.
Okay.
Anyway, before that movie, you know what I'm saying, from what I hear, he was, a square from Delaware. You know what I mean? After the movie, he just got, I guess, entrenched in the whole mentality. You know what I mean? And got put on the hood and you know what I mean, went ape shit. And he went, doing all this crazy shit, trying to be Rambo and all this shit, and he ended up going to jail about 3-4 times. Think about the third or fourth time, he turned his life over, got white with, with lures and things. And then they put some racist dude in with him, and the dude killed him and drew a pentagram around him and all that, man. And yeah, man, so that statement, whoever that was from the hood that told you that, man, there's very, very validation and truth on that, man, because we grew up in this, man. It just so happened that our city and neighborhood, played entertainment value and shock value for America. You know what I mean? But that don't mean for them to take it the wrong way, because it ain't no joke. It ain't no game. So people out in the world in different states and cities and countries, and I don't care where you at. Let me tell you something. I was born and raised in the J's my whole life. And one thing I'll say, and I'm pretty sure a lot of my homies can attest to this, we live in the world, right? But the jungles is a world inside of the world. If you don't have friends that live there, if you don't have family that live there, you do not belong there. Do not come there. You are not welcomed. Matter of fact, we had I don't know if it's still up, but I remember back when I was like 12, man, when you got to about with that Steve Lee, the alley on Steve Lee, it said in big red letters, "Welcome to the jungles."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Yeah, this ain't a
if you
Guns N'
didn't-
Roses song.
right? You know
Shit,
what I
it's real
mean?
life.
Like, yeah, if you don't live here, you really don't belong here. Like, that's not a fathom. That's not a joke. That's not funny. Matter of fact, you know, even if you catch somebody with a FUBU shirt on, you might be a little skeptical to talk to them. You know,
Why
I
so?
mean, it's just, you know, that's one of our, you know, trademarks.
Oh, okay.
You know, yeah, we've always sported, you know, FUBU since the heydays.
Gotcha. Does it have an
Yeah,
acronym
man.
for anything?
Forever blood, and
Gotcha.
you know. You know what I mean? But everybody know, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, when you see that red 05, you know it's live. You know what I mean? So, you know, people know.
Is it one way in, one way out, or what's the whole like situation with the jungles?
Well, for average people, yeah. For people that know it, no.
Gotcha.
You know, I mean, we got a bunch of alleys, you know what I mean? What I will say, the reason why I say it's a world in the world is because it's like a maze, you know what I mean? We got so many alleys, you feel me? If you don't know where you're going, you get your ass trapped down the wrong alley.
Just
Good
going in
night,
circles.
Irene.
Damn.
Yeah, good night, Irene. Somebody gonna catch your ass slipping.